everyone and hello home baristas, especially owners of the Bes870. This video is especially for you. In a previous video of mine, I made a Rosetta latte art and it attracted many questions on how I steam the milk. I've been struggling to make a video on that because I simply don't have the machine with me. Good news is that I found two highly helpful videos and very similar to how I steam the milk. Essentially, this video is highlighting the main points from these two videos plus a little bit of my own input. I hope it helps. The whole process of steaming the milk is going to be broken down into two main steps. Step 1, getting the steam one into the milk jug, and what do we have to look out for? Let's start with step 1.
Turn the steam on and wait for it to get up to pressure. Once up to pressure, quickly switch off the steam, put the wand under the surface of the water, and switch the steam back on.
Sorry, I have to interrupt. It's very important that we wait for the blinker to stop blinking because that indicates it's ready. For example, look at the blinker. This is how it's getting ready. And I usually just let it go on for 2 more seconds to just make sure that it's ready. Stop blinking.
Once up to pressure, quickly switch off the steam, put the wand under the surface of the water, and switch the steam back on. If you do not switch off the steam, you'll likely make a mess and immediately introduce very large bubbles.
One important point is you have only 8 seconds to do this. Let's take a look. Dial back to standby. Place your milk jug in. Dial back to steam mode. The reason for this is that if you don't wait for the blinker to stop blinking and only steam then, it will introduce some water vapor coming out from the steam one and it would just affect the overall quality of your milk. It would dilute your milk, basically. Okay, great. We're done with step 1, which is putting the steam one in the milk jug. Step 2, it's gonna be about actually steaming the milk. We're gonna talk about positioning of the steam one, introducing air, and the swirl. Let's go. Okay, number 1, positioning. So if you look at these photos, this is the angle, for example, 45 degree of the steam one, and the position, for example, I do 9 o'clock as my guide. This is the usual angle and position that I do to steam my milk. Everyone's got a different sweet spot, so you just gotta experiment it. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't get discouraged. The next question is, when you start steaming, how deep should the tip of your steam wand go underneath the milk? I really love this video by Kat. Let's take a look. This is where I do the steaming differently. I don't wait for the swirling motion to start, then only introduce air. I introduce air as soon as I can. Something more like this video. The whole idea of introducing air is because we want to texture the milk, to get the texture that you want, a latte, a cappuccino, or a flat white. How much air you introduce will determine the type of milk that you get. For this part, you have to watch Kat's video because she's got the timer on showing you 15 seconds versus 25 and 35 and to see different outcomes of each. So when we're introducing air, we want tiny air bubbles, and that is why the tip of your steam wand should never be too far from the surface of the milk. So when you start steaming, you start off a little bit deeper and then slowly lower the jug until you hear the hissing sound. Stay right there to however long you need, depending on the milk texture that you are looking for. And when the time is up, raise the jug back up to stop introducing air. Which brings us to the third point, the swirling part. After introducing air bubbles, we want to mix them well together so that they can merge as one, so that the texture is consistent for you to pour later on. Remember I said I prefer to start introducing air as early as possible rather than waiting for the swirl to happen. That's because I want to have enough time to swirl them before the temperature gets too hot. Let's go on to watch the whole steaming process without me talking. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you this time. Now watching back at the videos, I do sometimes feel like the air bubble stays on top of the milk surface and doesn't want to go down into the swirl, so it might be worthwhile to try Kat's method of getting a bit of swirl first and then introduce air bubbles. I usually would get a swirl already by the time I introduce air bubbles because I lower the jug very slowly. If you want to practice but don't want to waste milk, check out the whole video by Lifestyle Lab for an alternative. I've tried it before using soap. It's a method that I learned when I was working as a barista in a cafe. I hope that was helpful. If it wasn't, don't really know what to do. Leave a comment and get connected with all baristas. My Instagram account is Bean the Yogi. So the bean is the yogi. Till then, take care, stay safe. I'll see you again. Bye. Bye. Okay, bye.